the relationship has changed and grown, including last year when they actually went to market for their travel and then continued to work with Corporate Traveller. Anton's the procurement and logistics manager there. I said I was going to introduce him as the procurement and logistics manager extraordinaire. And he's agreed to come along and answer a few questions from the supplier side on value and savings. So Anton, we've talked about value and savings in this webinar. What are the areas that are important for value and savings for Oceania Football's travel program?
Sure, Matt. Thanks for giving the opportunity to join. For savings and value, I think for us was we looked at the tangibles when working with our travel provider, and we looked at tangibles being the hard dollars and cents. And when looking at that, we knew that when working with our provider, we would know that CT would leverage their booking mass to get us best price in market, as well as negotiate the best terms with providers that we would use in our different geographies. And over time, we've seen the benefit of that. But more importantly than the tangibles, we as a business, we hold the intangibles as highly as that as well. And what I mean by that is, as a business, we expect Corporate Traveller to have a business understanding. And with that business understanding, leveraging the customer relationship management component of our business, where we manage the travel program together, but at the same time, through interaction, the end goal is always to make that end user experience as seamless as possible, and also creating ease of use when using the service. So that we all clear quite highly. For us is, though we have best endeavors and we always want things to work well, oftentimes it doesn't go to plan. And for us is we needed clear problem management in place. We spent quite a bit of time working with Corporate Traveller in this space, and we had a place now where we've got peace of mind when dealing with those unforeseen situations. But it's not just about having a plan in place. For us, it was equally as important to look at how we can leverage relationships in market to help us with those unforeseen events. So those for us, Matt, when looking at our travel program, it's not just about the tangibles. The intangibles are equally important for us to keep our travelers at ease and in a good space while they travel.
Excellent. And you kind of gone into it a little bit, but I was going to ask what was important for Oceania Football in choosing a travel management company to work with, if there are any other areas you looked at.
No, not a problem. A few years ago, we decided to go to market, as you mentioned earlier. And for us, it was not just moving people across destinations using certain services. We needed to be clear what we wanted and what we needed from the market. And with that, we devised certain key elements for when going to market, so that we could assess the different providers when they put in their different RFPs. With us, the four components we broke it down to was, one is service. We needed a provider to have scale, and with that scale, combined with the scale, we also needed them to have industry experience, because we're not the experts at travel, we're experts at sports management, and we needed a partner to assist us with that. And the second part around service is being the expert. With being the expert and scale, we needed the provider to have adaptability with a proven track record of managing groups. Also, equally as important is having a tailored service solution. And what that meant to us was we needed a team of people operating in normal working hours and outside of working hours. And once we had an experienced structure in place, the problem management was equally as important to ensure that when things happen, we've got an experienced team behind us supporting our travelers. The second component, Matt, which was after service, we looked at account management, which was looking at CRM. So looking at how Corporate Traveller interacted at different levels within our business. One being operationally, where we're doing the day-to-day and group bookings. Tactically, where we're having our 2 weekly meetings or fortnightly meetings, where we're working through innovation, the pathway forward to better optimize our travel plan for the year. And then at the same time, the third component was interacting on a strategic level, where we were looking at what's working and what's not working, so that we can leverage our business support for the program at all levels within the business. And then the third pillar that we looked at was financial management. And once again, we needed a partner with scale because we moved quite a bit of people around all the time. And with that, we also needed a credit facility to sort of manage that component of the business so that runs effectively and doesn't get held up with doing payments all the time, and to have that as cost effective as possible. So with that, we also said, well, that's okay. We now have scale and we've got credit, we've got the people in place, but we also need procurement and compliance policies in place. Corporate travel has shown quite a bit of flexibility in that space in terms of working with us to ensure that they're meeting our requirements, as well as bringing flexibility into the space as well in terms of cost effectiveness. So with that, we're saying, well, we'd like a bit of transparency. We want some clear fee structures and working together as a partner in that space. And it's not only just transactional, but as a partnership. And we've seen good benefits in that space. For us is we will rate the performance of our provider around how well our guests get to the destination and how well they've traveled. But at the same time, our performance is also looked at in terms of how we administrate our business and how we pay our accounts effectively. And with that, we looked at efficiencies in terms of the flexibility space around how can we customize the invoicing coming into our business, that it flows through seamlessly to enable payments to happen seamlessly as well in the back end. And with that, we've seen quite a bit of collaboration between CT and ourselves, and we're in a good space where we can say, well, we can see some optimization in the space with our finance team. And then finally is a key component for us is we're quite a dynamic organization, and we like empowerment and innovation. And through innovation, we were also looking for a partner that had some technology and tools to support our business growth going forward, and also to enhance the way we do things. And when going to market, we found that CT ticked all of those boxes. And we found ourselves here today where going to market, we were looking for a partner, but the partner we had previously was still the best partner, and we're back with CT again.
That's what we like. And then the last thing I was going to check with you, what challenges have you faced in driving values and savings in the travel program, and how have you overcome them? Hopefully overcome them.
I think, Matt, is coming out of a post-COVID environment, we found that it was pretty tough trying to negotiate savings because everybody was in a revenue recovery space. So we didn't really see much flexibility in terms of people wanting to provide discounts or even give preferential pricing. And I think with that, we then had a look to say what's in our control and what's not in our control. So with what wasn't in our control, CT assisted us in that space with looking at some BI reporting, looking at where our spend's going, and assisted us to collaborate with some of the airlines, where we looked at some value-added benefits and also some discount structures which sort of aided our business in terms of getting more savings. But we also believe that, it's on a savings journey, it can't be one-sided where we're only chasing the savings. We've got to understand what we're doing as an organization and how can we optimize our behavior with that organization to get the best results. We started looking at our planning, and with our planning, we started shifting our planning windows earlier, where we were able to get better pricing because we're booking earlier. We also, with our negotiated cancellation terms and name changes and all the other benefits that we got out of our negotiations, we find ourselves in a much better space in terms of the value and the savings offering with the majority spends that we have with the bigger airlines at the moment within our organization.